What is good, guys? Today is Thursday, January 15th, and I'll be going over the one trade that I took and my bias and everything coming into the day. So, starting on the 4 hour, I had an extremely bullish bias. As you can tell, we swept all these lows right here, and then we started to deliver very aggressively to the buy side, 500 points. So, I was wanting a good bit of a retrace. Just because we are so overextended. So I did see bearish short term. I just wasn't wanting to take any trades opposing the high time frame DOL, just because if you're taking it with the high time frame draw, which would be this daily gap up here, as you can see all these relative equal highs leading up to this high time frame draw and liquidity, that will be much higher probability than just the retrace, because sometimes this will just fail. So going down to the 1 hour, I wanted to see either one of these 1 hour gaps get traded into, or possibly a 15-minute gap. So we had one here and we had one down here. We had this intermediate low, but we ended up opening a 4 hour right here at 10 a.m. So dropping down on the 1 minute, we go to 9:30. This was a short that I could see a potential taking, but I would much rather take the long off of it rather than taking the short. So what did 930 do? Well, it just printed a wick right here, adding to more lower resistance liquidity. And then you have your first possible short after this SMT, and then an inversion right here. Boom. Targeting the 4 hour gap, but that would have been break even. And then we started chopping around for a while. So at this point, just wait until one side is getting taken or the other. Preferably it's this side a little bit after 10 o'clock. That way we can, incorporate our PO3. So fast forwarding to 10 a.m. Let me draw it out right here. 10 a.m. open is right here. So this is the line that I was really expecting manipulation down from and then delivery up. But we never got it. We just continued to chop. So I was waiting. At this point, I was just sitting on my phone chilling, had an alert set at this 4 hour gap, which then gets traded into, right? And when does it get traded into? Well, right after 1045. So this 1045 candle right here, 1045, is another PO3 candle. It's a 15-minute candle, which is a high time frame candle opening. So what have we done since market opened? Well, let me get the path tool. We have a bunch of stacked lows right here with a 4 hour gap at the low. And then we tend to trade up. 930 does what? Adds to more low resistance liquidity, and then we start accumulating right here. Do we do anything significant at these highs? No, we don't manipulate into anything. We then trade down, sweeping out all of this liquidity. Let me move this up a little bit. Sweeping out majority of this liquidity. 1045 then opens, right? And now we trade lower, expecting some sort of high close on our 10 a.m. candle as well as our 1045. So you have both high time frame candles aligning in terms of discount and premium. So now what I'm wanting to do, we're inside this 4 hour, right? We make a stop rate into the 4 hour. I'm looking for some form of disrespect versus respect of the opposing bias. So for this scenario, I would want to see a bullish or a bearish bias get disrespected. So what did I wait for? I waited for this 1 minute CISD, because that is showing respection versus disrespection. Normally it's an inversion, but with choppy conditions, probably not going to get a lot of inversions, but we do have efficient price action here, or inefficient price action, I should say, creating fair value gaps, so I can still expect some sort of clean price action. We then don't inverse it on this candle. We get our change in the state right here. So I entered my trade right there. Stop loss was just at the low because in my expectation, this body should get respected because this is our order block. And on top of that, we have our little breaker block right here. So this area I really wouldn't want to see get disrespected. And if we're going down to these lows, we're probably just going to remanipulate it to then get some sort of actual inversion setup. And I could just be wrong, but my RR, like my terms and risk to reward, would be great enough to where I'm willing to take this loss if this does be a loss. If we had some scenario where we get our inversion right here, I would then retake this entry knowing that I got stop rate. However, we have a 5 minute gap very close to us that we edge, and this would be my break even, as well as just a TP at a 1-to-1 through it. expecting these highs to get traded to, right? Just take my low hanging fruit. I know for a fact that this should get traded into. And in terms of a stop rate, we get close to this liquidity pool, this 4 hour, then trade up, making this high right here, and then we get our stop rate into it, and now we have our disrespection of this CISD right here. Opposing bias getting disrespected, expecting at least this next bearish confluence to then get hit before we make the decision to whether go back down or just trade through it and continue being bullish. Therefore, this should at least be a break-even trade at this 5-minute gap. So this candle did not hit break-even, got close, and then I got absolutely demolished right here. We just 1 second hit my stop loss and then went to my break-even to then deliver the full TP in the next candle. So really unfortunate there. But in terms of price action, we have had amazing price action this week, in my opinion. I've taken a trade almost every single day, and they've all been either a break even or a win, aside from my own personal mistake where I accidentally over risked. And then this is just really unlucky. You know, I wouldn't want to see price go down to here, but just got an unfortunate wick. It's like the 3rd time that's happened to me ever. So we'll come back tomorrow, see what we get. But if you did take that, good job. That's a very good recognition of, you know, your model playing out, drawing liquidity, all of that. So good job if you did take any of those trades, or this trade, I mean, or had those ideas. I will be doing a giveaway at Alpha Futures once I get 7 more people to purchase any type of account. It could be the cheap one, it could be the 0, it could be the advanced. Any account using my code, I'll put that in the description. It'll be 10 people on a wheel, so pretty high chance compared to other giveaways, I'd say. You know, 1 in 10 versus 1 in a few hundred at least. I'll put my Instagrams below. If you have any questions, DM me there, or on Discord, that'll also be below. And I do appreciate you all for watching. Genuinely, it means a lot to me. I love doing this, so if I could do it and people enjoy it and it's adding value to other people's lives, I really love to hear that. I hope that you all have a great rest of your trading week, and I will see you later. Oh.